Hello everyone, welcome to episode 7 of Business Nuggets by Martwayne, a series of short tips and tricks that would help you kickstart or run your business and help you on your entrepreneurship journey. My name is Tokwe Williams Adeomi. I am an entrepreneur, a fashion professional, a trainer, an author, and a business consultant. I run Martwayne, where we teach you how to turn your passion to profit. In today's episode, we will be talking about why you should pay yourself a salary as a business owner. I wrote about this a few years ago on my blog with the exact formula I used, which made it a little easier for me to pay myself a little something for all my hard work. However, I'll be coming from a different perspective today. Actually, two different perspectives arising from questions I was asked recently. The first person asked, "Please, do you have knowledge about giving a percentage equity of one's business to an investor? Please, I want you to enlighten me about this and how legal terms usually govern such." The second person asked in the mentoring group something along the lines of getting paid for the work she does. So basically, she undertakes a certain task which she doesn't currently get paid for and feels she should get paid for it, and she is absolutely correct. Now, let me tackle the first one. I was hesitant to give a response to the first question because I'm not an expert on valuations and business transactions. Although I have been privy to some deals that have taken place in the tech industry, when talks about valuation, EBITDA and all that comes up, I am just clueless and just watch and learn. But I will say this, many times we business owners take ourselves and the value we put into the business for granted. We do not really factor in our sweat equity or even our goodwill, which in accounting terms even has a calculation. So for years, you have worked without getting paid. Or maybe you do get paid a small amount, but you don't recognize this or even the amount the business is owing you in your books. Why does this happen? Because most times as small business owners, we don't even do our books. So when someone wants to invest an amount in our business, we are excited, but we really don't know how much we should be giving the person. Now, while any investment might sound great, the question you need to ask yourself is, what about the value of your sweat equity? How much is the business owing you in salary, and how much have you invested in the business? Will this new investment take care of the liabilities, which includes the unpaid salaries? Will you convert that unpaid salary into shares that further increases your investment in the business? Have you spoken to a lawyer about this? Remember, I'm not even talking about earnings or profit before tax or things like that. I'm just basically talking about how do you get compensated for your years of hard work in the business? Are you just going to write it off? So the question is, if you don't know what the business is worth or how much the business is owing you, how can you make a proper decision on how much that amount being invested is worth? Chances are you will cheat yourself in the process. So say, for example, the person is bringing 10 million and the business is owing you 30 million in unpaid salaries. What exactly will that 10 million cover? And how will you deal with the 30 million the business is owing you? That is why it is important to either pay yourself a salary or recognize your unpaid salary in your books. That way, during the investment talks, you can bring up the issue of your unpaid salaries and decide how to treat them. Either you take some money out of that 10 million to pay off some of it, or you convert the unpaid amount into shares, which gives a clearer picture of what your investment is in the business. Of course, there are a lot of things that go into investment talks, and it's not only about liabilities or what your business is owing you or something. But I dropped this here just to give you something to think about should the situation come up. For the second question, if you undertake certain tasks in your business for whatever reason, either because you are more competent or because you cannot afford to get somebody to take on that role, you should still bill the customer for that task. If you sew the clothes yourself or you do deliveries yourself, you should still charge for it, because if you get a seamstress or a delivery driver, you will still pay them anyway. So allocate that cost to the bill. Now, the question is, should you pay yourself that amount? Well, if you do, then you really shouldn't pay yourself a salary again at the end of the month, except you pay yourself as a contract staff as well as a full staff. In any case, the type of business you run will determine how you can treat this payment. Either you should take it as a commission on every job you do, or you should take it as a salary. What I would say is that you should pay to the business and get paid a salary at the end of every month. That way, your revenue would even look good as against you giving that money to yourself, because it kind of looks like you are dipping into the company or siphoning funds towards yourself. But you really should pay yourself something, especially since time is your greatest asset and you should be compensated for it. Besides, if you come across the first scenario, what would be the basis for discussions like I earlier said? So dear business owner, you need to pay yourself a salary no matter how little, and also recognize the value of the salary in your books so it is properly accounted for. If the business is owing you money, also recognize that in the books. You deserve to get paid for all your years of hard work, so you don't write it off. It is extremely unfair to you. If you know someone is owing you, I'm sure you'll be eager to get paid. So also, if your business is owing you, then you also should be eager to get your money out, or at least transfer that amount into something tangible that will reap you rewards in the future. It gives you something to look forward to, and it helps you start to think of ways of how to get the money out or convert the money to equity when the time comes. In the next episode, I'll be talking about how to pay yourself a salary as a business owner. So watch out for the next one dropping in a few days. I hope this helped put things into perspective. If this helped, let us know in the comments section. If you have questions, do ask as well. And maybe I'll be able to create or come up with a podcast that will also address that question. Please tag someone and also hit the notification bell in the Martwayne profile so you know when the next episode drops. My name is Sokwe Williams Adeomi, and you have just listened to episode 7 of Business Nuggets by Martwayne. Thank you so much and have an awesome day. Cheers.